Right, I can tell you about radio frequency, and I can tell you how to stop these criminals from hurting everybody. They're blackmailing countries against other countries for oil and gas, food and meat. And what else? They don't want you to make too many people in your population. I have spoken before about compression in air on stratosphere and atmosphere on compressed frequency wave. This is, if you had an antenna beaming a message through shortwave, long wave and medium wave, one would be more compressed, the other one would be less compressed, one would be between the two. As the wave, the sign of the wave is how long, how bumpy the wave is up and down. Shortwave, there's more points to it. It's very compressed in length, so it takes more energy to send that message in signal. It takes more energy to compress this compact signal in shortwave. Medium wave's in between that, and long wave is economic, but it's not very precise in quality, and it's not so easy to encrypt. Shortwave is very encryptable. It is the one that everything's done in. When you have a tower and it's 3,000 feet above sea level and its mast is 900 foot tall, that's 3,900 feet above sea level. Now, for that message to get through to another country, they have to make their antenna 3,900 feet above sea level. So let's say it's Chile, for example. That's 2,500 feet above sea level, so it only needs, it's actually probably taller than that. It probably is 3,900 feet with a 400 foot antenna, probably, to meet the same. So if you get a compass down on a piece of paper, imagine it's the globe, the starting point, you turn it all the way around, it will make the signal mark all the way around with your pencil. That is exactly how tall the antennas have to be above sea level for them to communicate banking information. If they can get banking information before anybody else, they can steal the numbers, use the numbers, make illegal transactions and make a huge gain in their monies without the bank even seeing it, and it's replaced maybe within half a day. If they can do that worldwide with some sort of spy internet system over the whole of the globe, they can pick out points where they're going to steal everybody's money, borrow it, and then send it back again. They take the profit off it, so it's like factoring money. It's illegal to do that, and people are worried that that can happen. And yes, it has happened. We just don't have the proof of the companies that have blown down the Twin Towers, which were what level above sea level, and who stole all that communications from the rest of the world, beaming from Toronto in Canada. Do you see what I'm saying? The tallest structure in Dubai has to be so tall that it can't meet the height of what New York used to be from Toronto. What about Eiffel Tower, Blackpool Tower, Statue of Liberty, and the Statue of Liberty in France? So if you stand with a transceiver in your hand, or a telephone for example, you could send that signal and it would get there at the same height somewhere else without it actually being used by you talking into it. You could send discrete signal and code through the telephone and they'd receive it at the other end. But how? Just in compressed air. They could actually hear it if they had a fan or some sort of oscillating device through a telephone. The telephone would be able to pick up the code that was being sent through a telephone. So there you go. My assumptions of what's been happening. So any tall buildings that are in demand will be at the same height at sea level now. It is so easy to find out who is at the same height as your buildings by researching the builder's details online. So is Blackpool Tower and Eiffel Tower at the same level? Probably is. What about the Eiffel Tower in France and the Statue of Liberty in New York? Is that at the same level? Probably is. But boosting signal can be done from shipping, and that's done through shortwave radio. And I think that's what they've been doing all along. You know, the warmongers. So Iran, for example, how high above sea level is Iran? And do you have to stand with a telephone in your hand, or do you need a 900-foot telephone communication mast? They want money to be stolen without anybody else seeing it. That's criminal activity, that is.